Hi, it's Ray with Psychic as a Mother. I thought I'd start out, we'll ring our bell. And then I'm going to read a little bit from a Marianne Williamson book, A Return to Love, Reflections on the Principles of the Course in Miracles. This is on page 59, titled Surrender. In Zen Buddhism, there's a concept called Zen mind or beginner's mind. They say that the mind should be like an empty rice bowl. If it's already full, then the universe can't fill it. If it's empty, it has room to receive. This means that when we think we have things already figured out, we're not teachable. Genuine insight can't dawn on a mind that's not open to receive it. Surrender is a process of emptying the mind. And then she goes on to say that, like, in the Christian tradition, this is what she believes Jesus talks about when it's becoming as a little child. She says, little children don't think they know what things mean. In fact, they know they don't know. They ask someone older and wiser to explain things to them. We're like children who don't know but think we do. Okay, so my gifts, this is just really interesting. So my gifts have changed a lot for me in the last year and a half. I've had just some really big changes happen with myself personally, and my family and I just moved across the country too. And so this is interesting for me because I feel like, yeah, in a lot of ways, I know even less than I knew before. So because my gifts have changed, I have tried to do a video a handful of times and it's been terrible. And not only have my gifts changed, but like my physical abilities have changed, and it's just changed, right? And so I guess that's kind of really what I've been working with, is this beginner's mind of like, okay, for me, it's like, maybe I don't know how to walk. Maybe I don't know how to swallow. Maybe I don't know how to talk like I thought. And I'm just like watching a lot of other people and like, oh my gosh, how is that so easy for them to like breathe and talk? And then I also remember that like it used to be easy for me too, or at least easier. So life is interesting. Keep an open mind. I have a handful of different cards in here, and I thought, well, I said to my spiritual support team, like, hey, why am I feeling led to do some sort of reading and do a video when I don't like know what I'm doing? It's not coming out. And I heard, just go grab some of your random cards and start doing it. So, oh, okay, the shadow. Self-empowerment and ambition. I'm pretty sure that this is a coyote. And okay, so I'm just gonna listen for a second. Okay, so my guys want me to talk about myself for a little bit, which I can like write about myself, okay, but talking about myself, I feel, and like filming myself talking about myself, yeah, that's kind of uncomfortable. But loud and clear. So I've been trying to write something about our shadow selves and doing shadow work, and excuse me. One of the things that I've really been like processing and thinking about a lot is like, what is that side of me that like I'm embarrassed for people to see? Like, what do I try to like make excuses about? I think a lot of people would assume that it's my disabilities, but in reality, it's I really enjoy like wearing makeup. I enjoy being pampered and wearing dresses and jewelry, and that just seems like, I don't know, a lot of people feel like that's kind of shallow, and I have definitely experienced some of that. And this last year with kind of my whatever you want to call it, unwinding, this has come up a lot for me about like, how do people judge me when they first see me? So even though like wearing makeup and looking nice, like that's an aspect of my personality that I enjoy, and I feel kind of self-conscious about it. It is something that I have been teased about in the past, like, oh, who do you think you are putting on makeup, that sort of a thing. And like, listen, I think I'm a pretty open person, and I don't always wear makeup, but when I feel well enough to, it is something that I enjoy doing. It's a form of self-care for me and for my body. And when I was so sick, I had gotten so sick that I couldn't take care of myself anymore. So first I had Lyme disease during my pregnancy with my son. And then after that, I developed Guillain-Barré syndrome. And there was lots of stress and lots of other stuff. And I have a handful of other underlying medical conditions too. And so what I'm getting at is that during my pregnancy with my son, I had this long hair. I ended up buzzing my head. It went in stages, but as what happens in the pandemic, kind of one thing happened and then another thing happened, and then you're like, oh my gosh, where am I? I don't recognize the place. So like for me, I wanted to get a haircut just a little bit shorter, so I got it cut. Wasn't a huge fan of it. And also the reason I wanted to get a haircut was because it was really challenging physically for me to be styling my hair from the Lyme disease, from pregnancy, from Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, Chiari, the spinal cord stuff, and shoulder issues, blah, 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 all of that. So I was like, okay, well, if I get my hair cut shorter, maybe I can still like feel like I'm looking nice, but like my body won't have to suffer. So I got my hair cut a little shorter. Wasn't quite short enough for me to still be able to like do it and style it. And so then I got it cut shorter again, and that haircut was bad. It was just bad. And then eventually I just said to my husband, can you just buzz my hair? I think I tried to fix it. So he buzzed my hair, and I kept it short for a bit because we were doing NICU stuff. I had a newborn, and then I was getting sick and sick. Excuse me. When I was trying to grow it out, though, I had gone in to the ER emergency department and to see doctors, and then was seeing physical therapy and occupational therapy, and then they started telling me that, well, they thought, some of them were like, well, yeah, this is serious. Like, we've worked with Guillain-Barré patients before. This is what you're going to have to do at a certain point. You're just going to get so sick that you shouldn't leave the house. So that was like scary to hear that from some of them, saying, yep, you're going to know when you get there. You're just going to need to cancel your appointment, stay home, pray, channel your self-healing, try to breathe, do that. So that was hard. But then there was the other group, and really it was just like one person in particular who, she saw me on a bad day and she saw me on a good day. A good day meaning like I physically was able to put on some makeup, and then she decided that my issue was that I didn't know enough about self-care. So she said I didn't need a wheelchair. She said that I just needed to like try a little bit harder and do some more makeup. That's my shadow element coming into play, guys. Like, people looking at me when I do my makeup, people look at me and then they're like, okay, you're able-bodied, everything's fine, you don't need the accommodations that you're requesting. If I don't put on makeup, and if I don't, which remember is something I enjoy, I'm doing it because I do enjoy it. But when I don't put on makeup, that's then when people say to me, you're not actually disabled, you don't actually have health challenges, you just don't take good enough care of your body, you don't know how to manage, you don't know how to take care of yourself, self-care. Well, okay. So what I heard is that we're going to totally move on from that now. thanks for letting me spill out my inner world to the internet, I guess. So what I heard is some homework to think about is like, what's an aspect of your personality? And when I say think about this, I mean like you think about it and you can journal about it or whatever. If you want to comment it, like that's okay, but you don't have to. Like this is something for you to be like thinking and processing on your own, because it took me a while to kind of figure out some of that shadow and learn how to be integrating that in. So it's something to like think about and come back to and think about and come back to. So like what's an aspect, like what's a situation in your life that it feels like similar things keep happening and you almost feel like you were personally attacked by what somebody said. That's a shadow part that might be good to do some looking into. The other thing that I heard is that because the coyote is represented on the shadow card, so like we have a bunch of coyotes who live out by us and they're always like at night it's yipping and yapping and howling and stuff. What I heard to remember is that the shadow, like it can be scary for some people, but other people, like it's all a matter of perspective. And so like with coyotes, if you've ever listened to a pack howling and yipping, it's like they can throw their voices or something. I don't even know what that means, but what I heard is that to remember that sometimes the shadow can like sound scarier and bigger than it is. But it's, yeah, whatever. Okay, so moving on, a blessing from your ancestors. So interesting, I've actually been, this card keeps popping up. I've pulled this a few different times. And so I heard that in particular, this card is specifically meant for people who have had to make some really hard choices in their lives recently. Maybe choices that they felt might be disappointing their family, but they felt deep down like it was a choice that they like their soul needed to make somehow. This is a blessing from your ancestors that even though what you're doing is hard, even though you're probably making a lot of mistakes while you're doing it, to remember that you have support from the spiritual realms as you're going forward and moving forward into the new direction of you. I'm going to pull a few more cards and just kind of see who they come out for. Ooh, the Knight of Swords. I'm not hearing anything. The baby is what I hear. I'm supposed to draw one more, and then I guess I'll hear some more. The other one, okay, and the 7 of Coins. Okay. This is a deck that I don't work with a whole lot, so and for some reason this energy is just not like totally resonating with me. And so what I heard is that this might be a message for somebody else. Like if you resonate with these cards and like something makes sense for you, for yourselves, go with it. For me, it's not resonating with me. And what I heard is that not everything and not everyone is going to resonate all the time. And that's a really good lesson to remember when you're maybe if you're looking for like a new therapist, or if you're working with a psychic, or if you have a mentor or whatever. Not every person is gonna like resonate. You're not gonna feel a connection with every tarot deck. You're not gonna feel a connection with every therapist. If you don't, that's okay. Just move on. They say set it aside and move on. Pull something else. Oh, good. Okay, this is Black Onyx. And I'm gonna try to read about this because I've been hearing that a lot of people should use more onyx. And this is what it says specifically on here, but after, if my eyes and my mouth are going to work enough, then I'll try to read in here. So black onyx. Are you trying to reach a goal and keep getting pulled off course? Maybe that's why I've been hearing it, because maybe I need it. Okay, maintain your focus. Identify and release distractions that are keeping you from moving forward. Visualize your future. Know that you can easily work through any issues that may arise. Success is yours. So this deck also has an archangel that resonates with the cards, and Archangel Michael resonates with Onyx. It says, I am always safe and protected. My business is a great success and endures all economic cycles with ease. It is easy for me to remove obstacles from my path. I am able to handle challenges. And let's see what this book has to say. Excuse me. Okay, so this is the Pocketbook of Stones by Robert Simmons. My friend Terry told me about this book, and Robert Simmons and a few of his other books, and they're just fantastic. Okay, so what Robert Simmons has to say about Onyx. Oh, sorry, I'm having like a spasm in my back, so that's why I'm just kind of ignore me if you can. Ignore any weird looks I make or like weird body motions. Just as a reminder, all of these videos, readings, anything like that, nothing constitutes advice. Think of it as like entertainment. If something resonates with you, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's, yeah, like, can't explain it, but it's cool. Okay, so Onyx, keywords are inner strength, focused attention, willpower, self-mastery, discipline, and reason. The chakras are the root chakra, the solar plexus chakra, and the third eye chakra. It resonates with the earth element. Robert Simmons says that for physical things, it aids in recovering strength and vitality after illness. Oh, that sounds like it would be beneficial for me. Emotional, it exerts a calming influence, engenders confidence and power. And spiritual, it encourages persistence, willpower, and it enhances mental ability. Onyx is a stone of inner strength. It enhances one's endurance and persistence, enabling one to carry even difficult and dreary tasks through to completion. It increases one's ability to maintain mental focus, allowing one to learn challenging new material and use well all that one has mastered. It energetically boosts the retention of memory and encourages attention to detail. Onyx is also a stone of physical strength. It assists one in containing one's energies rather than allowing them to dissipate. It helps one to gradually build up one's vitality. Onyx emanates the energy of self-mastery. It can help one to control, focus, and direct the will, and this brings about a considerable increase in one's personal power. It assists one in learning that the most important control is self-control. Onyx cools and condenses excessive energies. It calms nervousness, quells anxiety, soothes hot tempers, and brings reason to passion. Onyx is a good grounding influence when one is meditating with high energy stones. It works well with other stones by consolidating their energies, and it helps integrate spiritual thoughts. Okay, I want to do one more thing, but I don't know what yet. Oh, I guess I'll ring the bell to end. Okay, I need to listen and I need to go rest my body. Thanks for tuning in to whatever this is gonna turn out to be. I guess it's like Amanda Ray, that's my name. I don't know if I'm gonna go by Amanda. I don't know if I'm gonna go by Ray. I guess it's the one where I discover myself or where I start. Clearly, I watched a lot of Friends growing up. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in next time to see what comes out, I guess.